Hello, welcome to the channel. If you've not been here before, then you are in the right place for some weird and kooky ideas and deck. Today's idea is I thought I was going to do a comparison. So I was going to do one rare versus a deck with many rares, probably 50 or more rares. So for that deck, with all the rares in it, stay tuned for part 2, which will be within this video. I'm not going to do an extra video. It'll be all here. I'll timestamp it. But the first part of the video, the only rare I have in the whole deck is Derevi, Empyrial Tactician. Now, I want to do this for a couple of reasons. Firstly, if you've not got enough time or money to invest in the game, this is a really nice way to kind of start up, use a commander that is known to be powerful outside of Arena and inside of Arena, and it will give you kind of like a good head start. One rare is not asking for much at all. And I know a lot of people on the channel say they haven't got enough rare wildcards or mythics. So here we go. Everything in this deck is common or uncommon. Most people have loads of them. I've got 428 commons, 271 uncommons that I'm not using so far. So most people should have a surplus. If you're invested in the game, you'll have at least one to spare. That's my opinion. So even in testing, unfortunately, I still came across really powerful decks. So I'm by no means saying or lying to you, saying this is going to win you every single game, and nor is it going to be ultra powerful like a deck with loads of rares. That comes later, but that's just the state of Arena. Most Arena games are over pretty quick anyway. So to be honest, if you have fun and it hasn't costed you anything really much, then I think that's just going to be a lot better for you. And here we are. This is the result of this video. This is why I'm making it. So the ideas behind the common and uncommon version of this deck is still pretty effective. There's a lot of things I've chosen in the deck that you wouldn't normally choose because you're desperate for removal and stuff. And also, just a little caveat here, if they made this an actual official format, it would be so wonderful. Something like Pauper, where you can only use commons and commons. It would just really make the game a lot more interesting. You'd have to have its own ban list because some things are a bit too strong. But yeah, so this deck, Derevi, cares about creatures a lot. So how many do we have in the deck? We have 27, and the reason for that is whenever a creature hits, you can tap or untap something. And the most broken part of Derevi is you can pay 4 to flash him in, even if he's dead. It's never going to be more than 4, doesn't apply to command attacks to abilities, so that's really good. We've got the usual suspects, elves that tap for mana. We've got some bounce spells here, Fading Hope, Stun Dismissal. We're using an interesting exile effect. Additional cost to casters tap and untap creature control, and exile a tap creature and put a counter on the creature tap to pay this cost. So you can tap one of your creatures and then untap it with Derevi later on. We've got a bit of a flicker thing going on here, Cloud Shift. There's a few other ways to flicker, because if you flicker this, then you get to tap or untap something else. Lagrella does that as well. She's a removal spell for your opponent, and she can flicker one of your things when one of your things dies. Renegade Rally and return stuff when things leave the battlefield. Returns from the graveyard. Reflector Mage is very powerful. It can bounce your opponent's thing, and they don't get to play it again. So that's really nice, especially Command Soul Herder, which is surprisingly an uncommon here. And Soul Herder works with a lot of cards in the deck, because, as I said, I've got a lot of ITBs. Mana War, bounces something. Exclusion Mage, bounces something. Fiend Hunter, exile something. Rassad, exile something. So you get the point. There's actually a lot of common and uncommon ways to do that. We've also got a little bit of stun. I really love stun. So Charade cares about whenever you tap and stun stuff, you get to draw a card, which is really nice. I actually made a commander deck with Charade, and she was really epic. Again, here we've got Elite Guard Mage. Come in, draw a card, gain 3 life. You can flicker that. Same with Cloud Blazer. We use something spicy on the end. Suppression Ray. Tap all creatures target player controls, and you can play X energy. And then choose up to X creatures tap this way, put a stun counter on each of them. You're not necessarily going to get any energy. In fact, I don't know how many cards they tap, probably none at all. But just being able to tap all of your opponent's creatures can be really effective when you're trying to get through. Because remember, when you get through, you get to untap your mana. And then that's more mana, you can play more things. And the more things you play, the more chance you're going to have of winning. Rex Sage kills something when it comes in. Manglehorn kills something. There's just loads of lovely ETB stuff that you don't normally see. Combined with stun. So it's like an ETB flicker stun build. Bant build. And I think it's pretty decent. As I said, one rare. What more can you really ask for? So interesting experiment to see how it goes. Probably going to face horrendous things like Pock and Rusco. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. So watch these gameplay videos coming up. And then I'll put a timestamp for the second part where we have all the rares. And then if you are feeling a bit high roller, you can unlock more rares in the future. Maybe come back to this video and then see what the version would be if you had a bit more money, a bit more time to invest in Arena. But this is good for those of you who just want to get started quickly. It's a quick deck. Deck lists for both decks will be down below.
Huh. What is it, Otacon? Hey, Snake. Have you thought about getting some more subs and some views?
Yeah, we could do some new subs. How are they gonna do that?
Yeah, you can just do that below.
Go ahead and click like and subscribe below.
Alright, let's give this a go. Don't have too many duels in the deck. Might be a bit regretful, but a lot of them are tap lands, which is just really, really slow. It's hard to justify it sometimes. This is really cool, though, giving a card Offspring. I love this. So it makes anything pay 1 extra to get a 1/1 version of it when you play it. It's kind of awesome, right? You just need a blue source now to do anything. Versus this Shilgengar deck. The artwork's kind of crazy. Pilgrim, still no blue source. Offspring. Too selfless. Too samurai. So the idea with my deck is just to overwhelm with numbers, but we'll see. I mean, one board wipe and we're kind of finished, aren't we? Really. It also brings something back with a helping hand. Let's not attack with our 1/1, which can just give something indestructible. That's kind of cool having 2 of those. What? They're going to block? So the fact they blocked may suggest that they have a board wipe, but it will only kill 2 of our guys. Oh no, actually, how do we want to do this? We'll sack this one to give... I guess we'll protect the Outland Liberator. And then I suppose we'll sack this to keep the Cottontail. I mean, it doesn't really matter. They're both just 2/2s at this point in a way, but... no blue source still. It's kind of sucking. Do we want to return? They're going to have a 6/6 next turn. That's going to be bad. Yeah, that's going to suck. How are we going to get around that, eh? We aren't we? 5 mana 6/6. Blimey. The simplest stuff we can't deal with. We do have good cards in the deck, I promise. We just aren't getting them. And this might be proving how hard it is to win with a limited rare palette. You know? It's difficult, especially with no blue either. Borrowed Time. Okay, I mean, that slows them down a bit. They could have sacrificed it there to give nothing indestructible. Curious. Down to 8. Okay. As soon as they go for Shilgengar, though, we're in trouble because we can't get around that again. As we top deck another board. Another... oh. 4/2. Oh, there's only got 2 toughness. Oh, dear. That's not good. That's not good. No, they discarded an Avacyn for that. Fair enough. Yep, we just die. Gonna quit. Nothing we can do there. It's just too much. Once it gets to that stage, opponent has rares, you know. I don't know what the algorithm's doing, though, I have to say. Alright, a risky keep. Again, Cottontail opening hand. Interesting. Some cards do kind of come to the top, interestingly enough. So I'm going to say it now. It's really difficult to win with this deck with only 1 rare. But if you get the right sequence of cards, then there is a way. There is a way, certainly. But it's a challenge. This wasn't meant to be easy. Do we go for this first? And then this? No, let's do this. Man, where's all my blue sources at? Game just keeps giving me green-white sources. Come on. Another green source. God damn it. Although we do have the conduit pylons to tap for blue, so I guess it's not too bad. Heat harvest. Search basic, put on battlefield tap. Wow! It's pretty damn good. Freaking tap land, annoying, but we could go for Derevi, untap, go for a Soul Stealer Axe. Seems okay. Yeah, not having the actual blue source and having to use the conduit is very irritating there, but can we get around this weird Squirrel Rusco? Brave Pact. Well, that's annoying. That is very annoying. Okay. So I guess we'll try to get some cards from our deck with the Soul Stealer. We need creatures to sack, really. Otherwise, the Grave Pact is going to make light work of our stuff. Planar Genesis. It's fine. We'll go for the Elite Guard Mage. Hopefully just get a blue sword. I mean, that gets us a blue. So this guy enters Forage. Oh, no. Meat Hook Massacre. Damn, that's really aggressive. Borrowed time. They're back up. They're not back up, but they're at just 21. Yeah, I think we're just going to flash in the Derevi in their turn. It's weird because it doesn't actually say flash, but it does operate like that. Just put it into play. Sanguine Brushstroke. Oh my. They're basically an aristocrats. Bulgari aristocrats deck. Oh, they've got so much stuff. That's crazy. We actually have a lot of artifact and enchantment removal in the deck. It's just sadly we haven't got any of it yet. They got that untapped. I guess they want to use the blood. We'll see. I mean, if they sacked either of those, I wouldn't be too sad. Untap this so we can even use the Planar Genesis. It's kind of cool. Charade is nice. Let's just draw some stuff. I think I probably need to get rid of the Grave Pact. We'll see. We've got a lot of we've actually got a lot of options considering we're just using uncommons and commons. Journey to Nowhere. Lots of removal. Let's borrow time on the Grave Pact. That's going to be the most annoying thing, I believe. And then we cultivate for white and blue. So yeah, we've got loads of mana, to be honest. I mean, even if we do lose, which is highly likely, at least we got to do some cool things. Next turn we could even go for Raska with really crazy art. Wow, she's literally a snake. I've not seen that artwork before. Arcane Signet and a Witch's Oven. Oh, so now they've got the Grave Pact. Yeah, that's a shame. But they do get rid of their Gala Greeters. So, I mean, that's a good card, isn't it? Okay, helping hand. Ah, if I'd known that, I would have left it in the graveyard. So they're going to keep upticking this to gain loads of advantage. How are we going to deal with that? It's a tricky one, isn't it? Let's baffling in the Blood Artist. Seems to be the only way, really. And then I don't really know. Song of Freyalise. Not that great in this situation. So in their turn, they're going to uptick, sack something, draw a card, and gain a life. I wonder if they realise it we've only used uncommons and commons. I mean, some great card choices, to be fair, I think. It's just they're playing on easy mode because we've just not got full power. If they kill Derevi this time, we've got a helping hand to bring it back. Just depends what they want to do. When it enters, forage. If you do conjured shit splitter, when one or more squirrels deals damage, you may sack a token, put an acorn counter on each permanent you control. Oh god, so many words. This is basically Squirrel Rusco. Yeah, it's a shame they had the way to destroy our Borrow Time because it stopped the Grave Pact, and we would have still had the Derevi. And now apparently they're just roping us. You know what? This game's a bit of a joke, really. Like, even though we're using, you know, cards that probably no one else is using this much of, the game still says no. We're going to put you against people with fully built decks, which means the algorithm doesn't work. And I mean, to be honest, not many people have fought me on that. I've said it a lot of times. But why are they not playing there? That's what I want to know. They're technically in the lead. They have 9 non-land permanents versus my 3. You can't get salty over someone using uncommons and commons, dude. Especially using that Vraska that looks so cool. That somehow I've never seen. That is weird. It's got the magic promo sticker on it. On the bottom that I've never seen before. Derevi. Why did they rope me then? I don't really get it. They didn't even use the Vraska. Let's try and kill the Vraska then. Can we kill this? Do they have a kill spell? I don't understand. I just want a normal game. Just want a normal game. I feel like that wasn't a good... I mean, maybe it was. I feel like I was doing quite good. If our opponent was just playing properly, they would have plus this, you know, sacked anything and drawn a card, gained a life, played the Eru. Very strange. There's some odd people out there. Really are. All right, if we can pull this off, this is a pretty good hand. But we're going up against Ral for the manyth time today. Interestingly, because of the way you record this, it's going to be out of sequence. But I actually recorded the deck with all the rares first because I wanted just to see how good it was. We need blue, right, don't we? And in those videos that I was recording with all the rares, I kept placing Ral. Now it seems that even if you take all the rares out, you still face Ral. So there's something algorithmically true about just the commander, it seems. So what I'm saying here is that it doesn't matter what the hell you use in the deck. Your commander will still be the strongest driving force in who you face within the same bracket, which makes your matchup so boring. I mean, the whole reason I stopped playing Standard is because there was like 3 decks, and you would see the same thing over and over and over again, and it would seriously drive me mad. I used to play competitively quite a lot. But yeah, it's just, you know, we've gotten to that point again where the algorithm's dictating the same decks you're facing. And in this case, this is the 5th or 6th Ral I've faced today, which is a shame. So what do we do? We've not got many good things really, have we? The rally doesn't really do much unless you have a fetch. It's good with fetch lands, actually. So I should have actually saved that for a turn at the Tranquilized. I was too busy monologuing. We'll go for the Derevi, because the other options just don't seem that good. They're going to wash away here. No? They're just going to... People just have to do stuff before you. You're not allowed to resolve anything until your opponent does the thing they want to do. I think, you know what, we all do it, don't we? We all do it. As soon as project comes to you, psychology dictates that you must do it and get out of the way before your opponent resolves their thing, even if it does impact interesting human behaviours. I say interesting, or just predictable. Sapphire Collector. Okay, so now what do we do? Probably don't want to use that on this. Flashback. It's not too scary by itself. Let's just go for this. Weirdly, it actually synergizes with the Renegade Rallier in some ways, because the Renegade Rallier cares about things leaving the battlefield. I mean, there's a lot of synergies here inadvertently. Yeah, okay. Flick of that. Comes back. Boom, boom, pow. Untap this. Soul Herder goes up. Okay. How do we trigger this? So if we want to get our land back, we have to have something leave the battlefield before this hit. What? How did we beat them? Again. What's with these weird players today? They've got 5 mana. They could have gone for Ral. The fear of seeing these two, maybe? And the blue mana up? But surely you'd cast a spell before you conceded. I don't know. Feels a bit quick. Welcome to part 2 of the video of Derevi Empyrial Tactician. So in this part, we're going to look at the build that has loads and loads of rare and mythic wildcards. So this is for people that might have played the game a longer time or have dropped loads of money into the game. Either way, let's take a look at what makes this Derevi deck a lot more stronger than the one with only 1 rare. So all the lands are obviously pretty pimped out. You've got shocks, fetches, check lands, tap lands, scry lands. So all of those are pretty standard if you've been in the channel. And then the rest of the deck has a lot more tighter composition. And then you have access to a lot more stuff that essentially makes Derevi as broken as it is in Commander. This Commander is pretty crazy because it disobeys the Commander tax rule. Normally you pay +2 for a Commander to be played over and over again. But this is just 4 mana, put them into the battlefield from the command zone, even if you've killed them a million times. So in order to abuse the untapping and tapping component, we've got Roaming Throne, which doubles those, which is kind of crazy. We've got Swords to equip to Derevi and friends to just get off loads and loads of triggers, so that is kind of wacky. In addition to having Derevi being cast from the command zone for 4 mana, we have Kellen, which says whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, put a permanent spell with equal or lesser mana value from your hand without paying its mana cost. So this is a really nice way to abuse Derevi's ability. What else do we have? You have access to Guardian Project to draw lots more cards. We have Tulane to, again, draw more cards. It just explodes once you have all the rares and mythics. Some nice little synergies. Imara and anything that cares about being tapped or untapped creates 1/1s every time she becomes tapped, so you can kind of abuse that a little bit, maybe tap and untap with certain triggers. Because remember, this trigger goes off for each creature. It's the reason that the design has changed so much. Nowadays, this would be whenever 1 or more deals damage or whenever Derevi enters. But it just says, or whenever a creature you control deals damage. It just happens so many times whenever this enters, whenever it deals damage, whenever anything deals damage. It's just kind of loopy, how it just keeps going off and off and off, kind of crazy. Don't forget we have access to Birds of Paradise and the rest of the 1-drop ramp spells, which you can give a turn to Derevi. You could make it so it's a lot more big artifacts that tap for 2, 3, 4 mana, but I've only got one Parasite in here because I felt like it was a bit too slow, especially given, pretty sure we're in Hell Queue with this. We've got a nice synergy with Free Strutter Lookout whenever you commit a crime. So whenever Derevi touches one of your opponent's things, you get to look at the top 5 cards of your library, put land into play. I really love this. I wish there was more better committing crime cards in these colors. Well, there's a lot of C's there, but yeah, there's not too many. I did actually have Nardu in the deck, but as soon as you put Nardu in, you go to Hell Queue, which is not where I want to be. It's not fun. It's just not, I'm just not in the mood to be doing that today. Whisker Veil Forerunner, which is interesting as well. This is like a pumped up version of Heroic Thuros. Whenever it comes to tug of spell ability for the first time, look at top 5 cards of your library, reveal a creature card, mana 3 less, put it in the battlefield. It's pretty cool. It's very, very similar to Free Strider Lookout, but this is just a committing a crime version. This is like committing a crime on your own guy, so committing a boon or something, I guess. We've got a lot of aggressive stuff. Ledger Shredder lets you draw cards whenever people play their second spell each turn. Malcolm swings over the top. Duelist of the Mind. Whenever you commit a crime, you draw a card as well, which is kind of sweet. I really do love this. Lore Warhound to be aggressive and get you some more lands, just like Claim Jumper. Speak of the Heavens is kind of an interesting one. It's not a life gain deck, but if you do happen to get 7 more life that you start a total, then you can start tapping this to create angels, and then you can flash in Derevi to untap it to make another angel because it's only sorcery speed. So you've got lots of cool things. What else? Shana's here to give you some life gain, which is nice again to work with Speak of the Heavens, even though we're not a life gain build. Tamio gets stuff back from your graveyard that's you've spent ages to cultivate and get stuff and going, and then someone destroys your stuff, she gets it back. Oko, I'm not really sure about this card. I kind of want to test it. Lets you draw stuff, lets you create your own elks rather than turn something into an elk. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's really pumped up by the fact it's got Rose and Mythics, and you've got Sun Titan as well to get everything back when it dies, because you got a lot of 3-drops or less in the deck. You also have Paragon acting as a baby Sun Titan as well to get Derevi out of the graveyard if you need to. Not probably won't be putting in the graveyard, but yeah, this is version 2, the highballer, the expensive, loads and loads of rares and mythic wildcards version. Hope you enjoy this one. Tell me in the comments below if you like this kind of video style. I can maybe make more. I don't know. Whenever I seem to make something different, people scoff at it and don't like it. So yeah, tell me in the comments below how you feel. Oh, this is quite an interesting hand. If we can pull this off, we're going to be in the magical Christmas land. I don't think we're going to be able to pull it off, but Speak of the Heavens, giving us lifelink, and then, you know, tapping for multiple angels in one turn. So next turn we go for the tap land and keep up Surge, and the following turn Bazooka put a counter on it. Just keep gaining life as much as possible and seeing what happens. Obviously all of this theoretical gameplay could go down the hole if they just use a shock or a bolt on this guy, and it'll all be over. So I'm not sure what's going on here, but okay, cool. Alright, so now they've got a blocker, which is kind of annoying. Dump that. We need some removal, to be honest. But yeah, they can play a turn. They can play a 3-drop here. Yeah, I'm not happy about this. Oh, I'm scared now. Why did they have to have Lanor Elves? Rhythm of the Wild. That's annoying as well. Okay, well, we'll just do our best here. So we could go for Basri Cap, but then we'll have no mana open. So I think it's actually better to go for Derevi first. And leave up white mana for the Surge. And then yeah, we'll try and protect our team. Actually, we got 2 mana up. Yeah, okay, cool. This is interesting. And then, yeah, we'll see if Speak of the Heavens can gain us enough life to win the game. But they've got, once they start getting Roxanne out and start swinging, oh, it's going to be really quite tricky. So they're definitely going to have Roxanne next turn with 4 damage. Palantir. So we really want to get counters on our stuff, don't we? Otherwise we're going to be Losing guys left, right, and centre. Interesting move to set up Rhythm of the Wild and then go into Palantir of Orthanc. Kind of a strange inclusion in their deck. But, I mean, it's just like a tangential card draw engine, isn't it? So, right. So we're going to... See, this is the only thing. It actually counters the Speak of the Heavens quite well. We'll lose a life here. I don't want to give them... Oh, that would have been removal. Okay, cool. Let's see what we can do. Selfless Spirit. Oh, that's good as well.
Together, we can
Counter on the speaker. And it's got vigilance, which is nice. I'm being a bit hesitant there with me resolving that, but everything I'm doing this is because it's the Prismatic Vista holding priority on literally everything, isn't it? Always fun. Whenever something's being held for priority, it's annoying. Oh, just gonna answer the door. Oh, okay. Who's come? Untap. What do we want to untap? Green source. And one more. Sorry, I'm out of breath. I've just run downstairs and run back upstairs again and then run back downstairs again. Yeah, okay. So if they go for a land, they're going to Roxanne, try and kill Speaker. Probably. But then they're very confident behind that cavern, aren't they? Why are they manually tapping? If you're going to go for Roxanne, just... I swear to God, why did they do that? They only have 5 mana, so doing the individual tap literally means nothing. So where's the 2 damage gonna go? So we could kind of feign here. Okay. So we still have this. Prevent all damage that black and red sources will do. So they didn't attack. Interesting. Lose a life. Oof. Whoa, that was crazy. They had those 2 on top. That's actually kind of absurd. We're going to be quite a way off Speak of the Heavens. Jesus. I was feeling good till I went downstairs.
My sand will protect you.
3/3. Go for the Selfless Spirit. Swing in. Down to 12. 2 triggers. 1. 2. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Then we'll go for Broker's Ascendancy. And then we also have Surge up. Alright, we'll see how this goes. Now, if we can keep Basri Ket alive this turn, we might be okay. We should be able to because we've got the Surge of Salvation. And then we can ultimate next turn. And I think with all these counters on everything, it's going to be kind of epic. The only downside I've realised with Speak of the Heavens is the timing is off. Because in order to abuse these 2 together, yeah, it doesn't work, does it? Because you can only tap it at sorcery speed. But if you want to attack, the trigger comes after an attack damage. And it's got vigilance. Yeah, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work together. But you know what? It's a nice kind of tangent on top of everything else. Up the beanstalk. So yeah, I hope that makes sense, right? So untapping stuff is all well and fine, but you can't do it in response to, unless you do. So you can do it pre-combat, tap pre-combat, and then yeah, it's just you don't gain the life. You don't gain the. You can't swing and get 2 angels in the same turn, I guess. Fair enough. Yeah, we've had a pretty lucky run here. If we can pull the surge off. Also, the surge allows us to kill the Roxanne in combat, which is kind of cool. I still can't believe we took 13 damage in the last turn. It's kind of crazy. Let's go for surge. Protect everything. Do you have anything in response? They might have another kill spell or damage. They're going to tap 2. This is an instant speed. What's it going to be? Ember Cleave. That still won't do anything. Prevent all damage. Archdruid's Charm. Counter and fight. Well, we've got Selfless Spirit. Okay. So... I mean, I don't know. Any target. And they can't choose us. And it's not a May. It's not a May. So they had to choose a target. That was only theirs. That's amazing. That was cheeky. Right, we're definitely going to ultimate here. Oh, we're going to get some nice things. We can even untap the Razor's Edge Thicket to play the Chilane after as well. So we attack. And the life gain here has kept us really nicely up. I guess we'll just, I don't know, tap something random. Play Chilane in the turn. And we get counters on everything as well. Okay. Now the 6 toughness is going to be very difficult for them to deal with. Can they do it? It's not impossible, but we have seen the Shatter Skull go in the bin. So, I mean, I don't know. They've got, how much they've got? 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, 8 mana is a hell of a lot. You can win the game with 8 mana, but do they have it? Or are they going to rope us? If they do, then the game attack should be PTSD. Not PTS. Explore. Well, you can explore as much as you want. I don't think you're going to get out of this with 5, 6 mana now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's just loads and loads of lands. Sometimes defeat just happens, dude. And you move on. I will say, though, if it wasn't for this Planetary of All-Thank, we would have over 40 life now, and we would actually be able to have some angels, but yeah, it's a real shame. I can't believe the amount of damage that... I've never seen it deal so much, to be perfectly honest. Up against Chatterfang. Yeah, don't mind a hand too much. Monetary Mentor, not something I'm really interested in here. I need some removal, to be perfectly honest, to fight the Chatterfang. Let's go for a Surveillant. All this stuff can be brought back with Sun Titan as well. So it's all good. Geist, that'll go as well. So now Sun Titan's looking real groovy. 3 potential targets. And if they play an art or enchant next turn, we can Broken Bond. Or this turn, shall I say. Thornvolt, Forager. Add green. Forage, add 2 colours. Wow, that's good. Let's go for the Free Strider Lookout, and then next turn we can commit a crime, which basically means target one of the things, and then we get to ramp, which could be good. Hopefully they don't kill it. Love the artwork for this. Some kind of bow gun. Kind of futuristic for a cowboy set, but there you go. Tyler's Provisioner. Into a fetch. They always have fetches with these, don't they? It's never just Tyler's Provisioner past turn. And annoyingly, the fetch actually helps them forage. So, my god, this is really good with forage. And they can pay forward to search for a squirrel, put it into their hand. What the hell, man? 2 mana ramp these days. That's crazy. So, opponent holding priority for unknown reasons. Get to put a land into play. Tap it. Okay, we can do some cool things here. We can attack in. And if we get through, we can untap another land and then play Broken Bond. And then that means next turn we've definitely got Sun Titan. And killing a treasure might not seem that great, but it slows them down a bit. But they are going to get another one here anyway, so... What are they going to do? Fatal Push? What's the reasoning for this? No, just to get some more triggers. Damn. Just when you think you have stuff to do in your turn, people just go ahead and just do whatever the hell they want instead. Kill the treasure. Okay, I guess, yeah. So by killing the treasure, sacking the treasure in response, we can't play an extra land. But luckily, it's not going to matter too much. And we also have Baral's expertise to bounce 2 things to the hand anyway. Next turn, so it's all looking good. And I'm really looking forward to the Sun Titan coming down next turn, unless they exile something from my graveyard. But yeah, the synergy of Derevi and Free Strider Lookout is really quite nice. So they're going to forage. Shatterfang, wow. Add 2 mana in any combination. Why does that feel like that only costs 2 mana? And it's 3 mana. I don't know. They've got so much stuff already. This is kind of kooky. Two, 3. Yeah, we really need to get rid of some of this stuff. Tough cookie. Blur my neck. And they can pay black. Sacrifice X squirrels to give minus. They got 1, 2, 3. Insidious Root. Oh no, that's a combo card. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, that is bad. Got nothing to play for free, which really sucks. But we have to do this. 1, 2, 3. Let's get rid of some of their things temporarily, at least. Because Insidious Roots is just so gross. Two on taps, but again, so many lands. I feel a bit like we've been shortchanged here. Just the way the game goes. Sometimes the opponent gets... I mean, look how much stuff the opponent has that's combo synergistic here, combo centric, and we're basically just kind of stuck behind doing pretty normal stuff, pretty fair stuff. Here comes Chatterfang. More lands. More squirrels. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get through this, especially with the Insidious Roots. Their squirrels tap for mana. Everything they make makes more things. Oh. Board wipe would be good, I guess. But even then, they're going to draw more cards with Castle Lock Thwain. They can just keep up so much pressure. We need something good here. So now a creature leaves, they get a bloody... Oh no, they're going to get Nadir's Nightblade. Always Insidious Roots and uncommon, guys. This is uncommon that combos off with just Chatfag. Two card combo. And it doesn't instantly win, but the value they get is really quite crazy. Food. Okay, down to 18. Claim Jumper. I guess we'll go for the Sun Titan. Strand. I mean, we've literally got lands for days. But is it going to really matter? When they can just sack all their stuff and we die. And we missed that. Yeah, I think we just die now. Because Nadir's Nightblade says whenever a token leaves, each opponent loses one, they gain one. Every single time they play a land, they get a food, and they get a squirrel. And they can tap for mana, and then they can sacrifice them all to kill our stuff, and then drain. So I honestly don't think there's much we can do. I should have probably played the Claim Jumper as well. But yeah, I think I'm just going to quit here. I think this is just a pointless battle, to be honest. Yep, they got us. Shame. Chatfang is essentially a combo aggro deck, though, which is kind of frustrating because I just see it so often. But yeah, it would be nice to see. It would be nice to have a bit more variation than seeing the same stuff. But what can I do? What can I do? Mono green, Radagast the brown, lots of card advantage every time they play stuff. Okay, let's go for Temple. Let's get the tap man out of the way here. I will say, playing this deck, I'm getting a lot of games where I'm really flooding out with so many lands. I don't know what to think. Maybe I need to put more draw in. I think that might be the solution to kind of filter through. I just feel like the format's so fast. Taking a turn off just to draw feels, I don't know. Oof, winner. I think we kill. Oh no, actually, let's use swords. And this isn't a flash with 3 mana, so let's just get it out of the way now. What can we do with Oko? Becomes a copy of up to 1 target you control, except it has a hexproof. But then the legend rule will happen, which is dangerous. Jeez, they've already got 6. Wow, that was crazily quick. Do we go for Bovine or Soul Partition? Just use Partition here. We do need to slow him down a bit. Because that is crazy with just three lands out. One of them being the Castle Gambring, of course, but...
You're standing between me and
Draw
my
2
prize.
cards.
Draw.
If you've committed a crime this turn, discard a card. Otherwise, discard 2 cards. Quite punishing, considering this is Oko we're talking about here. So it's normally draw 2, discard 2. Or, if you've targeted someone... Draw 2, discard 1. I guess it's like similar to Brainstorm in some ways. If you target, of course. 6 mana. Radagast the Brown. The fact this just gives you stuff when he comes in is kind of crazily good. Blizzard Brawl. Oh, damn. Okay. Well, that's annoying. Sword. Put them on the battlefield. We will untap. So we have the Bovine Intervention up. We haven't committed a crime. Let's draw. Oh!
Crime always.
Discard 2 cards. Just get rid of the fetches because they hurt. And then we'll use Bovine in their turn. Wow. Pro red, pro green, and pro red, pro blue. So the Fraudulent Frontier is going to be useful. The Elspeth Conquers Death is going to be useful. Oh, man. Nissa. Every time I'm facing Nissa's a lot. God damn it. Mono green is so strong. And they've got 1, 2, 3. Are they going to attack with both or just the one? See what they do when we try and kill this. Nice. Okay, get to slow them down a tad. And then try and block. I mean, if they have any... No, okay, nice one. So now we kind of want to throw away a creature so that ECD can actually return something back. Just try and resolve this first. Nice, yeah, we'll get rid of the mana source. Okay. Fair enough, they were ramping hard there. I'm surprised they actually quit there, considering they still have had a lot of mana with the Garen break, and they were going to go for Oracle next turn. Interesting. Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.